Friday is July 1st, so that's why we're already into July week one. We'll be trading the month of June all week. On Monday and Tuesday, trades will, outside of options, trades such as, stocks and so forth that have time to settlement, those will settle in the month of June and Q2 on Monday and Tuesday. But as we get into Wednesday, Thursday, things are going to be settling in the month of July, the second half of the year, and the third quarter. So let's look for a change in behavior between what's happening on Monday and Tuesday and what happens on Thursday and Friday. I also want to point out that traditionally, we usually see a nice strong buy program come into the market after we return from the 4th of July. So maybe if we're going to pull back a little to end this week, it could be a great setup to buy some calls to hold over the weekend for a nice gap up open on Tuesday, because the markets will be closed Monday, July 4th. This same thing happened over Juneteenth weekend as well. So you can look back at that pattern and see how that went and maybe try to follow suit in the same order. Anyway, let's take a look at the intraday chart. Here was Friday's action on a 5-minute time frame. We had a gap up open at 38.21, and we moved directly into this next gap above us that took us from 38.38 all the way up to 3900. This was the gap back to the June week 2 close. The Friday's close and Monday's open, this huge gap down. We filled this right at the end of the day, moving up and closing well above the close of this gap, closing over 3900. And all day long, on our pullbacks, we tried to break down below our 20 line, and really were not successful in that. And then this end of the day buy program, everybody just kind of threw in the towel and trying to short this. And we ended up closing above 3,900. So is this setting us up for a trip to 4,000 by way of using our 80 handle rule? Are we looking for 3,950, 3,960, 3,980, and 4,000 on Monday, Tuesday? Or are we going to pull back from here a little bit, maybe into the halfway back of Friday's range, which will probably get us down here to the high 3860s and back to 3850, and maybe back to testing Friday's low and the 200 line and seeing if that can hold and moving on from there. When we look at the roadmap, we can see that we have several green daily candles in a row. Usually at this point, we do see a little bit of sideways movement or a pullback. Sideways movement would be something that just remains inside of Friday's range, an inside day where we don't make a high over Friday's high, but we certainly don't make a low below Friday's low, and we consolidate for a couple of days. Maybe that's the way we're going to end, technically end June on Monday and Tuesday, and then come in on Wednesday with a nice breakout that happens. Or vice versa, maybe we're going to continue this rally on Monday and Tuesday, take out our 20-day simple moving average, and go after our next gap above us that runs from 39.74 on up to 4,000. Kicking into that 80 handle roll, trying to go after that 39.80, and then on Tuesday maybe closing up this gap and looking below the 50-day simple moving average and seeing what happens from there. When we look at our fork chart, our more simplified daily chart, you can see that this 50-day simple moving average is literally right on the edge of our bear fork. It would only take a move to about 40.56 on Monday and lower as each day goes on next week to finally break out of this bear fork. Our last rally came right up to the outer edge of the bear fork, rolled over and failed. I could see us moving up here again and maybe doing a little head fake, making everybody think we're going to roll over and fail, only to come back from the 4th of July with a gap up open outside of this bear fork and go. So keep that in mind, that those days right after the 4th of July holiday weekend are often very bullish because it commences the second half of the year with a lot of pent-up money, a lot of cash on the sidelines after all of this selling. A lot of money's been lost in this market from fund managers. Maybe they want to get back on the horse and give it another try as we get into the second half of the year. Taking a look at the options, if we're going to wind up in the inside day pulling back towards 38.60, we can see that there was some pretty good volume here at our 38, well, more like at 38.50 to 55. There was some good standout volume here. As we get down just below, these are Mondays, right? The 27th, yeah. If we get all the way down to 38.40, there's where we just held the $5 window as we went out the door on Friday. So we want to stay above this 38.40. I would rather be in around 38.60 if possible, maybe with some decay. These will fall to the $5 window. by Monday morning. That's where I would be looking if you want to try some puts, looking for that pullback on Monday that goes back to try and test Friday's low. If we're going to continue the rally instead on calls, I would be looking towards 39.50, trying to stay in that area between 39.50 and 39.60 using the 80 handle rule as we look towards getting into that gap that runs from 39.74 to just above 4,000. And our first step on Monday might be to go after the 39.50 handle. So if these hold the $8 window in here on up to wherever we hold the $5 window, that's what I would be looking at for same day expiration. That's the only way you can play same day expiration. You cannot go out here unless you're just playing for fun as a lottery ticket. You cannot go out here way out of the money looking for that unless we've had a moment where we've hit a significant low and we think we're going to bounce. That's the only time you can use same day expiration way out of the money like that. Or vice versa, if we got into a big top and you think we're going to fall hard, then you can look at way out of the money puts for same day expiration. If you want to go way out of the money and you'll need to use, the Friday, July 1st options, I would be looking out here at 3,800 on puts, watching for these to try and hold the $11 window. They went out the door around $17.50 to $18 on Friday. And over on the call side, I'd be looking at 4,000, looking for these to hold the $11 window as well if we seem to pull back on Monday into Tuesday instead. All right, that's it. I'm going to compete with my clock in the background here that's about to go off. Have a great rest of your Sunday. I hope this video helped you out. As always, good luck and good trading.